What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Taste Like Music. Jason and Joe here. It is March Badness. If you're unfamiliar, we do this tournament that coincides with the basketball tournament. We've done the worst albums of all time. We've done the worst songs of all time. This year, we are covering the worst takes in the history of our channel. So today, we're looking at the results of round two. This will cut us down to the Elite Eight. Okay, so here's a look at where the bracket is standing now. Let's see what happened in each of these matchups. Okay, so the first matchup that we're looking at is my placement of Sign of the Times. I had it number 29 in the Prince discography versus your placement of Violator at number 7 in the Depeche Mode discography. You and I were split on this. The YouTube vote went heavily against me or for me, however you want to look at it. Prince, 80% of the vote. So that means that one is moving on. Prince took the vote on Patreon as well, but it is moot.
That's, that is a contender. That's a national championship contender. I think the Depeche Mode losing two spots or gaining two spots in the actual ranking, unlike what it was originally stated, certainly didn't help. But that was always going to be an upset, if anything.
The next matchup is two bizarre takes from Cram coming from our Song of the Year series. Him naming Ain't No Mountain High Enough by Marvin Gaye the worst song of the year versus naming Hand That Feeds by Aerosmith the best song of 1977. We both said the worst take was Ain't No Mountain High Enough. I would assume everybody did. Let's see here. Yeah, 78% on YouTube and 38 votes to 15 on Patreon. So that one's moving on. Next up, we have your placement of In Rainbows, number 7 in the Radiohead discography, against Cram, placing Still Cruisin' ahead of Friends by the Beach Boys. Uh,
I haven't checked the results. This was always going to be, I feel like, the closest from this uh
yeah, a lot of
round.
blowouts this week. This one is pretty close. You and I split on it.
Hmm.
53% on YouTube went to Cram. So Cram is moving on with that Beach Boys take. Close on Patreon as well, but Cram also took it there 27 to 23.
And Cram is just a juggernaut. He's unstoppable. He's Duke. He's the Duke of bad tastes.
Okay, finishing out the left side of the bracket with your disliking Tom Waits going up against Cramser's bizarre ELO ranking.
I think this one could be close too.
It'll not too far off, but not as close as the last one. We both went ELO. YouTube did as well, 59%.
Yeah.
Patreon did not. Our Patreon loves Tom Waits. That he was the first Patreon artist when we opened it.
Man, oof, I remember. Ugh, yeah, forgot about that. The horror they put us through.
That was 24 votes to 22.
Well, they tried, but no.
Next, we have a Clash of the Titans, my number 8 placement of Wish You Were Here against Cramser's number 3 placement of Cut the Crap. We both said Cut the Crap take was worse. And just as predicted, YouTube said the Pink Floyd take was worse, 53 to 47. So
Coming
that
down to
made,
Patreon, our first Patreon
dude, it's the
decision.
first time Patreon truly matters. And they are doing me dirty, 28 to 25. Pink Floyd.
Wow. Down to the buzzer. That's a buzzer beater if there ever was one, to use a parlance from March Madness.
Next, we've got Cram versus Cram. Two things he hates. He hates Stevie Wonder's Harmonica, and he hates the monkeys. We both said the harmonica take is worse. So did YouTube, 70%. Uh, it was close on Patreon, 27 to 24. All right. Next, we've got your preference of the original mix of Tim by the Replacements against Cram giving Between the Buttons 2.5 stars. We split on this. Both YouTube and the Patreon are not split. Blowouts here. 80% for Cramser on YouTube and 41 votes to 8 on Patreon.
Oh, does that mean am I out of the tournament?
Yeah, you are in the clear, I think. So I got one, two in it still, potentially three. Last matchup, my last place placement of The Dreaming and Kate Bush's discography versus Cram, putting Balance ahead of Van Halen 1. Now, we both went Van Halen, but I'm nervous about this because the last round, Van Halen was not nearly the blowout it should have been.
Yeah.
Uh, it does win here, 61% of the vote on YouTube and 30 votes to 20 on Patreon. So that'll rightfully move on. So we have Sign of the Times at 29 going up against Ain't No Mountain High enough as the worst song of the year. Still cruising over Friends versus a bad ELO ranking. Wish You Were Here at number 8 versus Hating Stevie Wonder's Harmonica. Between the Buttons at 2.5. That's like a Cinderella story. Or
Yeah.
make that one making it to the Elite Eight.
It's like that's like Harvard or like, Princeton, something out of the Ivy Leagues that just, shoots the three ball really well, stuns the big favorite from the ACC, SEC. It's yeah, it's the Cinderella story of the tournament. Really the only one left, I would say.
Going up against a juggernaut, though, I think this will be it for them. We got Van Halen coming up
Yeah.
next for them. So, all right, time for us to vote on these remaining matchups. So we've got Sign of the Times versus Ain't No Mountain High Enough.
That's tough for me. Lover of both Sign of the Times and Ain't No Mountain High Enough. What's a worse take? I think I'm going to vote against you on this one. I have a feeling I'll vote in favor of you in the next matchup that you're up against. But on this one, I think Sign of the Times 28 is more egregious.
I'm going the other way. I'm trying to like remain neutral on takes that are mine. I just I understand that people are upset about that, but I just don't think that Sign of the Times is as beloved outside of music circles. Like I don't think it is Ain't No Mountain High Enough level. It's if you ask most people, I think it would be like people's like the fifth Prince album they would name.
Maybe. But I'll counter that with this. Ain't a Mountain High Enough is a duet. And duets, that can rub people the wrong way. It is used cloyingly in a lot of movies, kind of in cheesy, lame situations where it's just shoehorned into, whatever stupid scene they want to make all cutesy. Um, so I don't know. I mean, saying it's the worst song of the year is pretty dumb. Yeah, see, I'm thinking of voting the other way. No, I'll stick with you. I'll stick with Sign of the Times on this one. I think it's defensible to say that Ain't a Mountain High. No, it's not defensible. This is tough. This is really tough. No, I'm still sticking with you.
All right. Still cruising against his ELO list. It's a tough one.
Another tough one. Cramser does not make it easy.
I want to hold on while we're talking here. I want to pull up his ELO list.
Yeah, what's the entirety of the list?
Okay, so we got Zoom at the bottom, Balance of Power from Out of Nowhere. I don't think anyone cares about those. Alone in the Universe. So he's got the like sort of the right bottoms. But then he has Out of the Blue at 10, a New World Record at 9, Secret Messages, then ELO 2, then El Dorado at 6, Discovery at 5 on the third day, 4, Time third, Face the Music, and the debut first.
I think I'm gonna vote for that one just based on my defensive Zoom, and it being at the bottom is unacceptable to me.
I think Still Cruisin's worse. Still Cruising is so bad. Well, let's look at the Beach Boys list to see exactly how much higher he had that. Okay, so he had out of 29 albums, he had Friends at 18. He had Still Cruising at 16 out of 29. He put 13 albums below it.
Where did he have Beach Boys Love You?
Um,
I mean, to me, that could be more egregious than having it above Friends.
24. So yeah, he has it more above that than he has it above Friends. He has it 2 spots ahead of Friends and 8 spots ahead of Love You.
Does he have anything else like weirdly at the bottom, or is it just like all the
No, some early ones, Little Deuce Coups at 22, The Beach Boys at 21, Holland at 19.
Holland at 19? The his still, I think his placement of Still Cruising in general, not just over Friends, just over Holland, over, yeah, I mean, putting it over Holland's much worse than putting it over Friends. I don't care about Friends at all.
I just want
I
to see,
care about Holland.
I just want to see where you and I put it. Still Cruising for me was second to last, only ahead of Summer in Paradise. And you also had it second to last, Summer in Paradise, Still Cruising at the bottom, which is
Yeah.
correct. That is, those are the two worst.
Yeah, I gotta go with that. Yeah, I can't. ELO, I mean, it's a little defensible just because, those early albums, I guess, they have their charms, but there's no charm in Still Cruising. There's nothing there.
Okay, the other side, we've got Wish You Were Here against Stevie Wonder's Harmonica.
I gotta go Wish You Were Here.
I'm sticking by my defense of that. They have a bunch of good albums, and putting it eighth is not that big of a deal. When it's a band like Pink Floyd, it's just not
Yeah.
that big of a deal.
It's yeah, I mean, you're right. It's not a huge deal, but I don't know, not liking someone's harmonica playing. It's like whatever.
Someone's harmonica playing, Stevie Wonder's harmonica playing, like the most identifiable harmonica tone of all time.
I want to see. Well, let's try to see here. All right, I'll go Stevie Harmonica. I want to see if the Patreons and the YouTube voters will flip this. I'm going to see if it happens. So yeah, I'm going to leave it in their hands.
Okay, and then what should be a blowout? Van Halen versus Between the Buttons. I don't even have to ask you.
No. Yes.
All right, so we are together on 3 of the 4 matchups. There's some good opportunity for the Patreon to come into play here in this round. I don't know what's gonna happen. I think, I could see it. I could see a couple of these that we're together on flip. It's gonna be a nail biter.
Yeah, I mean the Pink Floyd one I think has a chance because I don't think people want it to go away, regardless of like the actual arguments on both sides don't really matter when it comes to something like that. So I want to see if it has the legs to go all the way just based on outrage.
All right, you know what to do to vote in these. Check out our posts tab. So go to our YouTube homepage and then click on posts. And all of these matchups will be there to vote on. Remember to vote on the take that you think is the worst take. And if you want to vote twice, sign up for our Patreon. And you can vote there as well. Okay. We'll see you in the next one.